Good morning, students. Our today's topic is canal system in porifera. Canal system is the lifeline of the porifera where the water current plays most vital role in the physiology of the sponge. The sponge body is two-layered. Outer layer is known as pinacoderm and the inner layer is known as the choanoderm. The following are the functions of the canal system. All exchanges between the sponge body and the external media is maintained with the help of this water current. Food and oxygen is brought by the water current. The excreta is taken up by the water current, and the reproductive bodies are also carried out with the help of the water current. Now, the body of the sponge is perforated by a large number of apertures through which the water enters inside the body and flows through a system of crisscrossing canals, collectively forming the canal system. The canal system is the characteristic feature of the poriferan. There are four types of canal system in the porifera. First is asconoid type with flagellated spongocele. Second is cyclone type with flagellated radial canals. Third is leucon type with flagellated chambers. And the fourth is ragone type with conical shape and broad base. In this figure, we can see the basic sponge body plan where the outer layer is known as pinacoderm and the inner ciliated layer is known as the choanoderm. And inside the spongocele is present. Water enters through ostia and leaves through osculum via spongocele. Now the first type, that is the ascon type. This is the simplest type of canal system and it is found in Leucosolonia and other Homocilla. The ostia are present on the surface of the body. They lead directly into the spongocele, which is lined by the flagellated choanocyte cells. So spongocele opens to the outside through a narrow circular opening called osculum located at the distal free end of the sponge. The water it enters through ostia into the spongocele and goes out through the osculum. So when we look at the movement of water, we can see the water, it enters through ostia to spongocele, through osculum, again the water is thrown out. So in this diagram we can see the asconoid type of canal system is the simplest type. Now second type is cyclone type. This type of canal system is characteristic of cyclonoid sponges, for example, Scypha and Grantia. The body wall is secondarily folded to form incurrent and radial canal, which opens into the spongocele by an opening called the apopyle. But here, very important thing, the spongocele is not lined by the ciliated cells. So, both the types of canals are interconnected by minute pores known as the prosopyle. The incurrent pores or the ostia are found on the outer surface of the body and opens into the incurrent canal, which leads into the adjacent radial canal through minute opening called the prosopiles. The radial canals are flagellated chambers that opens into the central spongocele by internal opening called apopyle. The spongocele is a narrow without flagellated cells but is lined by pinacocytes and opens to exterior by the osculum. So in this figure we can see the wall is highly folded and the ostia through which the water it enters into the incurrent canal. From the incurrent canal to the radial canal and from the radial canal through excurrent canal and spongiocele, it goes out by osculum. Yes, now we'll study the course of water. The water from the exterior enters through dermal ostia into the incurrent canal to the prosopile to radial canal, through apopyle to excurrent canal, then to spongiocele and out through osculum. So in this diagram, we can see the structure of the wall of the Sycon type of canal system. So here you can see highly folded wall is there and the incurrent canal is non-flagellated. This is the prosopile and then the flagellated chamber is the radial canal. From the radial canal, the water goes out to the excurrent canal and out through the spongiocele to osculum. This is the second type of canal system, that is the syconoid type. Now coming to the third one, that is the Leucon type of canal system. In this case, the radial canal gets divided into small rounded or oval flagellated chambers by further folding of the body wall. This is characteristic feature of leuconoid sponges such as Spongilla. Incurrent canals open into the flagellated chambers through the prosopile. The flagellated chambers in their turn communicate with the excurrent canal through the apopyle. The excurrent canal are formed as a result of division of spongiocele, which is almost disappeared in these sponges. Thus, the excurrent canal communicate with the outside through the small spongiocele and the osculum. This type of canal system has various degree of complexity of the canals and is based on that. It is classified into three types, that is Eurypylus type, aphodal type and diplodal type. Now the first one, that is the Eurypylus type. Here what happens, the water it enters from the dermal ostia into the incurrent canal. The incurrent canal opens into the flagellated chambers. From the flagellated chambers, the water it goes out into the excurrent canal. Now the second type is the aphodal type. In the aphodal type, you will see the water enters from the dermal ostia into the incurrent canal into the flagellated chamber. From the flagellated chamber, the water it enters into the excurrent canal. And in the case of diplodal type, what is present? Both the prosopile and the apopyle, they are elongated to form the tubes. That is, diplodal means two tubes they are present, right? So that the dermal ostia to the prosopile to the incurrent canal to the prosopile, which is now known as prosodus, and then to the flagellated chamber, then the apopyle, now it is known as aphodus, and then to the excurrent canal and to the outside. Now one by one we'll discuss this. Now first is Eurypylus type. In this type, the flagellated chamber directly communicate by broad apertures called the apopyle with the excurrent canal. That is, see here in this diagram, the dermal ostia is there. From the dermal ostia, the water enters into the incurrent canal. From the incurrent canal, the water enter into the prosopile to the flagellated chambers. And from the flagellated chambers, the water it goes through the apopyle to the excurrent canal. As I've told you, the spongiocele is highly reduced and may be represented by a small you can say passage near the osculum. So incurrent canal brings water into the flagellated chambers through the prosopile, and example is Planchina. This is the example of the sponge, Planchina. Now coming to the second is known as aphodal type. In this type, apopyle is drawn out as a narrow canal known as aphodus. Means the aperture is elongated to form a canal-like structure, apopyle, which is known as aphodus, which connects the flagellated chamber to the excurrent canal. So the water passage, it will be from the dermal ostia to the incurrent canal to the prosopyle. Here aperture is there, to the flagellated chamber. Then we have got a canal. The apopyle, it becomes elongated to form the aphodus. From the aphodus, the water enter into the excurrent canal and out through the osculum. Now coming to the third is diplodal. Here both the aperture, they become pipe-like, right? So in this case, the sponges, they have aphodus, that is the narrow tube, and also the prosodus is present. So how the movement of water is there from the dermal ostia to the incurrent canal, right? From the incurrent canal, the water enters into the flagellated chamber, not through a aperture but through a canal. The prosopyle, it becomes elongated to form the prosodus. From this flagellated chamber, again the water, it enters into the excurrent canal through a canal which is known as aphodus. So at both these sides, instead of pores, we have got the canals, right? Narrow tube is present. So the example is the spongilla and the Oscarilla. Now next is the Ragon type. The Damospongiae leuconoid condition is derived from the larval stage called the Ragon. It is found in the larvae of Spongilla. The Ragon type of sponge has a broad base and it is conical in shape. See, it is having broad base and conical in shape with a single osculum in the terminal end. The base wall is termed as hypophyre, which is devoid of flagellated chamber, right? The upper wall bearing the row of small oval flagellated chamber is known as spongophyre. The spongocoel is broadened by oval flagellated chambers opening into it by wide apopyles. Between the chambers and the epidermis lies the considerable thickness of mesenchyme traversed by the incurrent canal and the subdermal spaces. So dermal pores or ostia opens into the subdermal spaces with extend below the entire surface of the body. So it is Ragon type is present in the larvae of the spongilla. So the water movement is from the dermal ostia. The water enters into the flagellated chambers. Through apopyle, it moves to the spongocoel, and through osculum, it goes out. So this is the Ragon type. It is triangular with broad base and one osculum. It is present. Now coming to the further details of this Ragon type. So we can say that branching incurrent canal leads from the subdermal spaces, right, into a small flagellated chambers which has been formed by branching down of the radial canal. The flagellated chambers alone are lined by the choanocyte, right? Here also the flagellated chambers, the excurrent canals, they lead to the sponge. So spongocoel is present, right, in this case, whereas in the other type of leucon type, there is a reduction in the spongocoel. So significance of canal system. The canal system, it draws water current inside the sponge's body and maintains the continuous uninterrupted flow of water, plays a vital role in the physiology of sponge. It is responsible for nutrition. The sponges are holozoic and brings various kinds of microscopic organisms as food like bacteria, diatoms, protozoans and other organic particles with the water current into the body. The selected food are digested by the choanocytes of the flagellated chambers and serve the purpose of nutrition. Second is respiration. The continuous flow of water brings oxygen inside and exchange of gases takes place between the dissolved oxygen of the flowing water and cells of the sponge along with the course of water flow. Third is excretion. The outgoing water current removes the various kinds of metabolic waste materials such as ammonia, urea, uric acid and other nitrogenous excretory products. Then is the reproduction. The incurrent water current brings sperms which are captured by the choanocyte and help in the fertilization, and later on the larvae is taken along with the water current to outside for the further development. So canal system is the lifeline of the poriferan. I hope the concept is clear. Thank you.